Hey guys, we're back with a thing because we do stuff. This is EVA foam. This is 2 inches thick, which you don't see very often. But we have to make some shark fins for a job I can't tell you about. So we're going to put some of that stuff on camera and let you watch. We're going to draw our shark fins on this, and then we're going to glue that said shark fin to a shark back base. So you'll actually see a bit of the shark's back sticking up out of the water with a big scary looking fin on top of that. We have to do 3 of them, and here we go. So once we get our shark fin shapes cut out on the bandsaw, we start doing some shaping with those, just using a belt sander and a razor knife. So it's just kind of hacking away at it and making it finnier. And then I wanted to show you this EVA foam. This is 2 inches thick, so it's, like I said, pretty thick, but it is a flexible rubber foam so that when somebody falls on said shark fin, they don't put their eye out. Well, not a lot anyway. And then this is going to be part of the shark's back. So I just did some basic mitering on this to remove a lot of material using the table saw. I've traced the outline of the fin shape itself onto the back of this. So what we're going to look for is a radius and a smooth transition between the edge of the radiused edge of the bottom of this foam and the top. And the top, we're going to take it all the way back to where the fin meets it, so that it'll look like one aminal, which is pretty cool. So I've sanded this pretty much into the shape that I want. Now, one thing to note is that this edge is very feathery. In fact, the whole surface is kind of feathery, and the reason for that is that it's a rubbery foam. It's flexible, and so the foam surface itself yields a bit. It gives as the grit tries to hit it, and so it just ends up flopping around and stuff like that. So this feathery edge is fine enough that I can actually pull most of it off. But then the other thing that I'm going to do is I'm going to take our heat gun, and we can use that to basically seal up the surface, make it all smooth and purty. And so actually, you can also use the heat gun to texture this stuff. So I can, let's say, cut a slit in it, and then use the heat gun to have that slit open up and look more like a battle scar or something like that. And it's a lot of stuff you can do with a heat gun and EVA foam. We're now going to glue our shark fin to the top of our shark's back, and for that we're going to use barge cement, which is a heavy-duty contact cement used for putting shoes together. This is a voiceover section because my microphone failed, and so what I am explaining here is that when you apply contact cement, what you need to do is apply it to both sides, and then make sure that it is basically dry to the touch. It shouldn't be tacky or stringy or liquidy or anything like that before you stick them together. It should be kind of dry and barely sticky when you actually jam stuff together. I've got the shark fins basically pared down to shape here, and what I'm doing is I'm dressing the seam with something called Quick Seal Plus. It's white in this case. I think it actually comes in other colors, which we could have done, but this whole thing is going to get sprayed in gray rubber anyway, so that should help our seam disappear. What I've done to this point, and I think we didn't do some of this on camera, is I've taken our heat gun and heat up a small section of it and then press it and rub it at the same time, and it basically seals up a lot of the pores on the outside so that we can minimize our texture. Because what we're looking for is more of a sleek kind of a shark skin thing. Sort of like a Vegas gangster, but sharkier. Next what I'm going to do is I'm going to give the back of the fin a little bit of torn up detail, so it's a little bit jagged. I know that some of that occurs during shark naughty times and stuff like that. But you know, for realism, although we're not going for a completely realistic shark fin here, this is a bit on the cartoony side, but just enough to hit that iconic shape and make it feel, well, sharky again. I said, can I have a thesaurus, please? So you can see just a little bit of sculptural detail there kind of helps sell the whole thing. Not a whole lot of work to do that either. So we've done our dremeling for our little sexy notches in the back of the fins, and I'm actually going to spray these gray, and what we're using is Plasti-Dip, which is just a rubber coating, sort of a hard-ish rubber coating, and it comes in different colors, and that's pretty dang cool. This comes out of the can in kind of a fleckish way, so it's going to take several coats, but time lapse. Oh hey, jump out of time lapse here. I actually I used some of our dissolved wax release agent on the board so that I can't paint the fins to the board with the Plasti-Dip, because that would be terrible, and so don't do that. I'm having to turn my can upside down pretty frequently and just give it a little purge, because the nozzle seems to be doing some funny things. So actually, you can't see it when I do that, but every 30 seconds or so, I'm giving a quick shot upside down just to clear the nozzle. So 3 coats of Plasti-Dip later, and they look like this, which is great. They've got a nice rubber skin on them. Everything's going well. Although I look at them and I say to myself, they're very gray. They are uniform, and I don't like that. So I am going to do a little bit of Tiger Shark airbrushing with my handy dandy Iwata airbrush quality airbrush stuff, and make them look not like this. Well, from a cardboard template to a dimensional shark fin, I'm happy with this, and got a little bit carried away on the paint job, but it's good that we were able to show you a material that we don't use all the time, or we don't have that many opportunities to show you. This base will get dressed out in such a way that it makes more sense. But since I can't tell you that much about the job, that's where we have to leave it. Anyway, shark fins, that's how you make them and stuff, and other foam things. So subscribe and stuff. And oh, we'll be doing a seminar at the Transworld show in Nashville in July. That's the Room Escape show. So keep an eye out, and you can look it up and get tickets and stuff like that. So I'll talk to you soon, and Matt says hi.
Hi.